Do you know what it takes for a Russian guy, a young guy, penniless, sitting in taiga 5 hour drive from the closest major city in Russia, in the middle of announced mobilization, to fly to Texas, USA? What does it take? Well, it takes a miracle, 100% a miracle. Howdy, howdy, everyone. My name is Konstantin. Welcome to Inside Russia. I am having a very different stream today. I have a guest. The guest's name is Aleks, the guy that some of them you might be familiar with. He is the product of Russia's mobilization, escaping, so to speak, and I helped him a little bit to actually escape Russia, and I would like to tell the story how we ended up in Texas, the USA. Um, Alex, welcome. Thank you for joining me
Yeah,
today.
thank you for your invitation. I'm really grateful for your supporting. Yeah,
Okay, well, I would like to, Alex, if you don't mind, I would like to do this. I would like to, um, we'll turn off the chat for now, so we won't be distracted by the messages. So we
hmm
have in our own message, so to speak, and I'll talk a little bit about my side of the story, like what
yeah,
I know what happened, and then I'll let you speak because some things I still don't know of what was
mm,
happening to you in the last 2 months,
yeah,
and then you share how you fared and how you ended up and where you ended up and things like that. So anyway, without further ado, I'll jump right into the message. Look, the date is I think October 1st, and I am in Tashkent for about 3 days, and I'm feeling very well. Basically, I feel like a boxer who was knocked out, and I'm trying to catch my breath, so to speak. I'm absolutely crushed, devastated. I don't know what I'm doing in Tashkent. I don't know how I ended up there here. Um, Basically, just fresh off the boat. Mentally not doing well because I had to leave everything behind in Russia, my family, my everything I had basically, my job, and landed here in Tashkent. So all of a sudden, there's an American couple knocking on my virtual door, so to speak, in Patreon. Man, they're asking for help. What kind of help can I provide in my situation? I myself, I'm crushed. I'm trying to recover, and they're basically inquiring for, asking for my advice, how to get a guy out of Russia. Now, this is in the middle of mobilization. This is like the worst time. The ticket out of Russia, I ended up paying like $5,200 or something like that. That's huge. And there are no tickets, there's shortages. So how do I know? They're telling me, look, we have this guy, right? He's a blogger, and we want to help him to get out of Russia, but we can't even buy him ticket because the Russian financial system is isolated from the West. Well, anyway, uh, I look at the guy and I see that he's legit. He has his own channel, and I decide to help him out a little bit. We access. I see that the guy's good, legit, willing to get out of Russia, and it's a personal tragedy for everyone. Whoever gets drafted, well, mobilized and sent to fight Ukrainians, this is crazy. So I'm trying to help as much as I can. I think I already told that story. I'm buying tickets. I'm transporting Alex to Vladivostok, the closest place. I am like he's flying for it takes him 2 days to fly from Vladivostok to Tashkent. He lands in Tashkent. I meet him at the following day. I pay for his hotel. You know, I meet him and I see the guy is like uneasy. I'm like, "What's up?" He hadn't eaten for like a couple days or something like that. So first thing we do is we go to the cafe next door and we have a pilaf, right? Remember that, Alex?
yeah, yeah, very well.
I was shocked. I was like,
Yeah,
what's the last time you ate? And he goes, I don't remember.
yeah.
Well, so I basically brought him to Tashkent. And from here on, this American couple, his people who are helping him out, they actually took over and they bought him tickets to. Well, Alex will tell about it himself, but actually, Alex was here in a few days and he was just exploring Tashkent a little bit. We spoke. He came over to my stream. He was virtually sitting right next to me, right here in this room. Now it's the second time, but he's virtually in Texas. So basically, he's brought Texas to here, right?
Yeah.
And it's a pleasure because Alex kind of disappeared for 2 months, and I knew what was going on with him because I had contact with the couple in Texas. But before I hand, hand over the microphone to Alex, I would like to say that he was the first event that helping him was the first event here in Tashkent. When I started realizing that I have a bigger purpose than to save myself from mobilization, from being ordered to go to Ukraine and kill Ukrainians. For the first time, I thought that somehow I have a purpose of coming here to Tashkent. And again, that was just the initial thought. Since then, many things have happened over 10 weeks. You know, I talk about it in my streams. I have social organizations I've created and I'm running. I've helped a few people like Aleks, um, things like that. So I definitely have a purpose. And I would like to thank Alex for that because he's the first person who kind of showed me that I wasn't just for my own personal safety or sanity here in Tashkent. I was for something bigger, for something grander. So, Alex, basically what happened right after the stream, we had a joint stream where I messed up the sound. You had very like poor sound. Right after the stream, I put Alex into a cab and he went to the airport. And then please tell us what happened after.
Yes, at first I want to say thank you again to you for your invitation and for your support. And because while I was in detention center, you was communicating with my sponsors, Steven and Heather. And I want to say them thank you again. And Holly, of course, I want to say thank you her too. And yes, after when I arrived to this airport in Tashkent, it was of course I was under stress because the company because of all of this I had hope inside of me, but also I was afraid. I've heard what pretty often Russians can be returned to another country because they asking asylum, they like this. And anyway, um, in my situation, company representatives, they didn't want me to go to this plane in Tashkent. And I was like, oh my God, what is happening? Because I started to arguing with them. And then they anyway gave me this opportunity because I showed them electronic visa. What I was flying from Turkey, from Tashkent to Frankfurt, to Germany. And I say to what after that I will go to Mexico City and I show them my electronic visa because Russians don't need visa. That's what and yeah, I showed them anyway. They gave me. I sat on this plane, and when I arrived to Germany, I had only 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours to go to change this gate because next flight was directly to Mexico City. It was like 20 hours flight, and after Tashkent, I was already stinky. I was. It was difficult for me because I was under stress. I was really stinky and I was afraid to be close to others, to people. And it was also emotionally difficult and also difficult physically because after flying like 12 hours from Frankfurt to Mexico City. It was 12 hours. I didn't have shower at all. And you can imagine how it was like. I changed few times these time zones, and it was like, oh my God. And anyway, when I arrived to Mexico City after Frankfurt, I was sleeping one night in a hotel in Mexico City. It was hotel in this airport, and next day from Mexico City, I was flying to Juarez. Some people say this like Juarez. It is a city close to El Paso, where I was asking asylum, and of course. I was afraid, really, because you can imagine I was the least because I was we all know news like what is happening sometimes, and I didn't know what to expect because in news I've heard how thousands of refugees asking asylum in the USA, and I was forced to do this. I wanted to do this like in the right way, and in Juarez I a lot of people crossing like a river, some of them like crossing wall somehow, and in my situation, I was going by bridge, like legally using legal roads, and I asked asylum in detention in El Paso, and what shocked me, what people there were really kind towards me. They said, "What? Don't worry, everything will be okay." And I disappeared on 2 months. I didn't know what I will be in detention center 2 months. I really didn't know because, uh, yeah, I wasn't reading information, so what is happening, like specifically in this area. I just knew what, and I know what I need asylum because of my opinion, because I don't want to kill Ukrainians. That's what, yeah. And one moment. After this, of course, um, there was conversation in detention center. It was like interview. It was like 3 hours of questions, and I'm of course understanding this curiosity from officers, and it was like a nice conversation. They were checking my phone, my messages, everything, browser, and of course I'm understanding everything. I gave them my password from my phone, from laptop, and yes, it was very nice conversations. Of course, people must know what I'm understanding curiosity from deportation officers, why they were asking uh, their questions. I was understanding this at everything. And anyway, I was living in detention center for during 2 months, and my sponsors helped me. They uh, found for me a lawyer, and while I was in El Paso, I already had a lawyer. After maybe 1 week, first days was of course difficult for me because come on, I was just under stress. But anyway, despite everything, when I stepped on land of America, I was feeling this relief, really. And right now, I'm so happy because of this, because I'm here in Houston, in in Texas. Yes, and also, there was a lot of rules in El Paso in this detention center. Some people comparing this like for them it reminds like prison, and they can be right, of course. But it's important to say for me what all people who is working there, they were kind towards me because I've heard from Russian propaganda many times what they like hate Russians. Everybody hates Russians, especially Americans. And I was shocked, like they were feeding me three times per day. And I'm like, this food was for me normal quality. Some people were like complaining about this, but I was happy. I was really happy because come on, they're feeding me. I'm leaving. It's like vacation, 2 months of vacation. Of course, of course, it is like, yeah, we didn't have internet, but we had the law library. I was reading the books. I've read like 10 books. It was little books in English. But anyway, also my sponsors were sending me books for beginners, for those who are studying language from Penguin Reader. And yes, it was very pleasant for me time because I met there a lot of interesting people. I found for myself what a lot of people from around the world asking asylum in the USA, and security guards. It is difficult job for them because pretty often people go into these centers and they don't know English at all. And cultural shock which I had first around me was people usually who is using Spanish and Turkish. Maybe yes, like 60% it was people who is using Spanish, and 40% of people were using Turkish, because a lot of people from Turkey also was in this detention center. And I found there some friends. We were changing numbers of each other, and it was so nice atmosphere there, despite what we were in this detention center. I was feeling more safety than in Russia. I was sleeping. Somebody was asking me, "How was your first night in the USA?" And my first night was great, really great. I was feeling wonderful because I was feeling a relief. I was sleeping really, really well. I wasn't afraid like I was in Russia when in Lysozavodsky, in Siberia, in this taiga, they can knock into your door in the middle of the night. And if somebody will open door, they can give you, drafted you to mobilize you to Russian military. And of course, for me, it was it's not my life. It's not how I see my life, because I don't want to kill anyone. I don't want to kill Ukrainians because Putin wants to have bigger country. I mean, I think it is ridiculous. Yeah, and yeah, living in this detention center, it was emotionally. I must say this, of course, sometimes emotionally it was difficult because you don't know how long you will be here. You don't know, but to be honest, majority of my life, of my time, I was there just trying to communicate with people. I was talking every day with my sponsors by phone, with Heather. Thanks to her for this, because around me people were using all in Spanish, and for me it was opportunity to practice English because I have goals like to study English, to achieve fluency in English, and also I have goal to go to the gym. Yes, and yes, there we have opportunity to go outside of this. We had this yard twice per day. We were going outside, and we were like there like 1 hour or maybe 40 minutes. I don't remember exactly. And yes, they were feeding us very well, very well. I want to say, and for me, by my standards, it was well. By others, I don't know. Maybe there was some people who was complaining. And also, I spent my first Thanksgiving day in detention center. It was like, yeah, first my Thanksgiving
Welcome to
day.
America.
Yeah, welcome to America. And the most interesting what they were giving this turkey. There was a lot of big portions. There was delicious like food. I don't know names of this. I don't remember because I was asking my sponsors again what kind of food they were giving me. And yeah, in future I want, of course, next Thanksgiving day to have already like on outside of this detention center. Yes, and yeah, I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful. And right now, for people who doesn't know how I was released, I want to say to you what there you have two choices. Like you can go outside buy bonds. Bonds, it's when you pay money for being released. And also you can, it's named bond interview. And second, it's when you will be released by parole interview. It's without money at all. And I was released without money because I had interview with officer, yeah, and this interview was positive. It means what they're trusting me, and I was released. They gave me this phone. I want to show you, and this phone I must, because I didn't pay money. I must do make photos of me every day, like for during long period of time, maybe for first master hearing, I don't know exactly. And I must do this in exactly one example from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. This phone will make signal, and I must make this photo like as exactly at the same time when this signal will be
No,
this
I kind of
alarm.
had the
Yeah,
same thing, Alex. I
yeah,
had the same thing when I
yeah.
had COVID for the first time in Russia.
Mm-hmm,
I've had COVID 5 times already. But
mm-hmm.
for the first time, they really paid extra attention. So you were isolated at home. You didn't go outside, and it was like being in prison basically. They didn't give me a phone, but I already have one. But they made me install an app that I had
Mm-hmm.
to take 5 or 6 pictures throughout the day,
Oh,
and that was the first time. Okay, so it's kind of same system for 2 weeks. But
yeah.
then when I got sick second, third, fourth time, they didn't care. I was like, hey, it's not a big deal.
Yeah,
Anyway, it's a pretty amazing story. Let me tell you my angle. First of all, I'd like to say that I kind of forgot to mention that Alex's sponsors they reimbursed the tickets that I basically money that I spent for his traveling.
yeah,
In my mind, I gave up that money. I figured that it's spent for a good purpose, no big deal. And then they reimbursed me, and I've decided, like in the manifesto, I made it public, but I've decided to take part of the income that I make on YouTube and don't spend it on myself, but on others. Um, I cannot say right now, but I'm keeping the receipts. One day will come when Uzbekistan is they still can extradite you from Uzbekistan to Russia, okay, because it's a friendly country to Russia. Once
yeah,
I'm on real safety, I will reveal what I've done so far. But it's very important to say that they reimbursed all the money. Then the second is incredibly interesting story because worst comes to worst. There is a chance, small chance, but a chance that I will have to flee Uzbekistan. If
yeah,
they start the extradition procedures in Russia, for what I do, I'd have to fly to out of here very, very fast, and then I could be following your footsteps. So it was interesting for me to learn about El Paso. I definitely don't want to be stuck there with my kids and my wife. But
yeah,
when it's a life or death, honest with you. Um,
yeah,
the story, like, so I want everyone to understand. So here sits Alex, all right, and his story is really a miracle because this guy, literally, really penniless in the middle of taiga in Russia, witnessed how other people were being mobilized and taken to Ukraine.
yeah,
You did, right? You told me the story. That's horror story. And he was just sitting there in fear. And then God's miracle happened, and then in a few days he was in Tashkent, and then he flew to the United States, and now in like 2.5 months, was it 10 weeks, he's sitting in Texas in complete safety. I'd like to see how Putin's friends will come and try to mobilize you in Texas because it's a bit
Yeah.
insane. So it's a pretty insane story. And then if it's not a miracle, you tell me what the miracle is. And then again, very important for me because your story was kind of like eye-opening for me about myself and my situation. I felt
Mhm.
that I don't have to be just sitting here and trying to find safety. I could be doing something bigger than that, for not just for
Yeah.
myself. And that's pretty empowering feeling. Okay. What I think would be interesting is to turn on the comments and see the questions because I'm sure people have so many questions to you. Okay.
Yes.
Um, would you like to do that?
Of course, of course. I'm
Yeah.
here for that. Yeah.
Before I do that, I was listening to a story. And by the way, this is the first time that I heard Alex speaking about his experience in detention center. He's been out for a couple of days, and we
Yeah.
briefly messaged one another over telephone, but we didn't speak until today. So this is the first time. Just
Yeah.
as you hearing it for the first time, I'm also hearing it for the first time.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that you slept first night pretty darn well.
Yeah. It was like this. Yeah.
And I am pretty sure that they were feeding you better than you were eating at this Zavodsk.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Because yeah, cool. So yeah, for me it was wonderful. I was happy. So for some people, it's also opportunity to because while you in detention center, it is opportunity to study English. Sadly, what they don't have these English courses there, but they have library, and you can this use these books for studying. I mean English.
Yeah, another thing, it's funny you mentioned that this is what's really bad, and that's what's happening in Russia. It's like a plague. People
Yeah.
in Russia are made to believe, engineered to believe, that the Westerners hate them, that the West is all out against Russia, and the
Yeah.
West is like regular people. They, spit into Russians and they say Russians go home and stuff like that. And then, I experienced that as well while you were in prison. I was doing things here, and I had the very similar experience like you, but with Apple support. I did the entire stream on that. So basically, I called Apple, and they're in Latvia. The Latvians, you know. In Russia, it's clear that for everyone who is a Z person, right? That Latvians, Lithuanians, Polish, they hate Russians. They hate Russians. They don't speak to Russians. That's what Russians think, you know. And when I called Lithuanian customer support, they were absolutely awesome. And I was so touched that I made a stream on that. That's what how really people in the West are. I mean, they understand the situation, but on the personal level, they're nice to you. They're welcoming. They open their arms, right? But that's not what regular Russians think. And imagine how much heat, stones, rocks gonna be thrown at me after this stream by Russian trolls saying, "Oh, this is Western propaganda, 100%.
Yeah.
Listen to what he says." Of course they hate Russians there. Of course they do. And things like that. So that's you'll watch
Yeah.
you'll watch the comments. We'll see tomorrow what happens.
I was already receiving before, after, because I didn't have access to internet for during a long, like 2 months, and after this, when I was released, I started to
You're
watch.
frozen a little bit.
Yeah. After I was released, I immediately wrote to you, and I immediately started to I'm trying to understand what was happening, and I saw, of course, hateful comments towards me because people like, "Oh, you should be fighting for Russia," but of course, I'm not understanding why I should
Later,
fight.
later,
Yeah,
you laugh.
yeah,
You betrayed your country, you traitor. And now you
yeah,
sold out to Western propaganda. They really treated you bad. You were starving for 2 months, and now you're telling them,
yeah.
what, are they threatening to you, or they paid money? Huh?
Yeah, they
They
will
gave you
talk like
telephone.
this. They will, yes, they gave me telephone. I mean, but of course I have my own phone too. It's just
That
for,
was a joke. It
yeah,
was a
yes,
joke.
I get it. I get it. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well, look, would you like to turn on the comments now?
Yeah, it will be good. Of course, communication with people, it's always wonderful.
And
Yeah.
let's try. Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm trying to. There you go. And the chat is on. So everyone, welcome to the chat. The usual suspects, mods. A little unusual setup, a little unusual chat. Two people instead of one, but let's try to manage it. I see the chat, and I see first people started showing up. Excellent. I don't know, Alex. It's probably difficult for you to see the chat because it's going real fast. I'm
Yeah, it's difficult.
asking everyone. I'm asking everyone to put your questions or comments in caps and put inside Russia after @ sign, so it appears in white large orange box as usual. So mods, howdy howdy. Um, the usual suspects. I see lots of usual suspects and good friends of the channel, all sponsors. Так, not all sponsors, subscribers, all subscribers. There you go, Alex. Without further ado, let's jump into the first question. Dave RC says, Alex, welcome to the USA. Were you surprised that the West actually is not your enemy, but welcomes you with open arms, not loaded ones?
Um, of course, it was surprising what they're treating me, people, how human being, like I'm human. And of course, in Russian media, you will see what they like always talking what's everywhere. People like hate Russians, and they do everything, like Russian propaganda doing everything for demonizing America. Yes, and in this situation, of course, I was surprised. Yeah. Yeah, to be honest, I wasn't surprised. I knew this before. I said what I was surprised. Of course, I knew this before. What people in the USA and Europe, they like um, good people, and they will treat you like uh, human being, and that's what I was feeling. Yeah.
Good, good. Look, I'm gonna read the comments that are in caps,
Hmm.
and you can go back to the stream after and read
Hmm.
the comments that are directed to you because there are not many not questions, but simply
Yeah.
like good wishes,
Hmm.
which is pretty cool. I think he needs good wishes.
Yes.
Welcome to America, says everyone.
And
Okay,
of course, for this time, I was receiving a lot of messages, and I have some postcards which I received already while I was in detention center, and I want to show them to you right now. I received 3 of them, and they have already like pictures of Christmas, some of them, and I want to say thank you for these greetings. It's what I'm talking. People really kind, and they're trying to support like how they can, and it's very heartwarming. I mean, yeah.
there's a question from Joy. Is
Hmm.
the cell phone the government provided paid for monthly by them, and does it allow long distance calls? I would be surprised if it allowed long distance calls.
Yeah, yeah.
Does it allow?
Allow to what? Sorry.
Does it? Let's put it the other way. Does it cost you anything to make calls on the cell phone? Can you make calls on the cell phone?
From detention center, you mean? Yeah.
No. The one that they give you, the one you just showed us.
No. Oh, it's just I don't have opportunity. It's just for taking photos. That's all. And
Okay.
of course, that's all. And here, if I will lose example this phone, somebody find this phone, they have information of deportation officer, and they can call this if yeah if. And also, I'm not allowed to leave Houston right now because I'm under parole interview, and yes,
Uh-oh, Houston, we have a problem.
yes.
Lorna is asking, tell Alex to say Texas y'all. Welcome from your neighbors, Alex. So you gotta say Texas y'all.
Texas, y'all. Yeah, Texas,
Oh, God
y'all.
bless your heart.
Yeah.
Dirk, are there white painted trees in America? Will he miss them? Will you miss them?
Prison and people
No,
who's
no, no, no,
there.
no. White painted trees, not prison. Trees.
White trees, it's
Деревья
no.
белым, выкрашенными
Ah,
деревьями.
no. Why should?
No, oh my God, that's a
Yeah,
tragedy.
enough is enough. I mean, I love Russian nature, but it's time to start new life. It's time to look to look
I know
differently.
how
What?
you're
Yeah,
feeling. I know how you're feeling, brother.
yeah,
Only for me, new life is not in Texas.
yeah.
Tom, a question from Tom W. I have the utmost respect for Alex. Welcome to the USA, and I hope you live a great life here. Okay, well, that's not a question. That's a wish. Brian
Thank
Woods,
you.
Alex, you mentioned that one of your immediate goals is to learn English. What are some of your other short term objectives and goals?
At this moment, because job, I will when I will have master here. So some people say it will 1 year for permission to give me permission for job. And at this moment, I will do live streams, I will do videos because the donations are very supportive for me. And also, I will go to the gym because I wanted to change my body before when I was in Russia. And because of mobilization, I was afraid to go outside. I wasn't going to the gym, and I had a wonderful trainer, coach there in Russia. And right now, yes, I want to go to the gym again. Already, to be honest, I was twice there. It is wonderful, wonderful sport complex.
YMCA?
Yeah, like yeah. YMC, yeah. Mm,
YMCA. Blah, blah,
yes,
blah, blah. Black Cat, thank you so much.
yeah.
Can you give your channel name for those that don't know, please? And thank you. Okay.
Oh,
Can you give your channel name? Oh, what's your channel's name?
my channel is named My English World. Thank you, of course, for
Now
asking
you gotta
this.
change it to my Texan world. Kirk
Some people
Cruz,
say,
thank you so
yeah,
very much. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
yeah.
SF Joe, tell us about the sponsors, relatives, prior relationship. Well, Alex, tell about the sponsors, please. Please respect their privacy. But I think you can tell a little bit.
Yeah, of course I will. I already said what my sponsors' names is Heather and Steven and Holly, and I want to say what they helped me a lot. They were my subscribers, and yeah, uh, I'm living right now with them in Houston because at this moment I don't have money for renting apartment. I don't have permission for job for working, and because I want to be good American citizen, I must. Follow this rule, and I'm following this rule, and I will right now to explore, of course, Houston as possible. Yeah, yeah,
Couple questions. One question from me. Can you
yeah.
bring cash into the United States? Like, for example, if I go, I don't have a permission to work. can I have additional money to live on?
Yeah, pretty often people has cash when they arrive into the USA, and they like have rules that are like your money, it is your money. In detention center example, we will not allowing to have more than $100 per on in your hands, because there were days, example. We were having this uniform, El Paso uniform of detention center. All your
Did you
clothes.
take any pictures?
No, I wanted to make picture, but I,
Come
I-
on.
I'm I'm not allowed to have anything. I mean, phone, internet, and stuff like this. And that's I wanted to do this. And yes, um, that's what I wanted to say. You're not allowed to have more than $100 in on your hands, because all your money will be like there in your stuff in this box. They will check this with you. They will close this box in front of you, and when you will need money, you can ask your security guard, deportation officer, I don't know, and they will give you this $100
Okay,
for snacks. Yeah.
understood. Next question is: are you gonna stay in Texas after everything is settled?
At this moment, I'm not allowed to leave Houston more than
After you're
18.
allowed. After
Yeah.
you're allowed.
After, of I want to understand. I want to travel a little bit if I will have opportunity. I want to, yeah. I want to visit my subscribers if it's possible. Yes, I want to travel a little bit.
Okay, understood. Thank you, Thomas Fall.
Mhm.
Very much appreciated. Thank you so very much. So the next question is, well, David Nesius says, glad to hear from him. Good, good. Exploring with Azuinas, long time no see. Good to see you here. Great to see you all mods. So cool. Someone got to the US. Okay. Members only stream. No, that's not members only stream. That's members only. The subscribers only. They can, you know, what you calling? They can comment, but it's not members only.
Yeah.
It's everyone's.
And I wanted also to
For
say
sure.
somebody was asking about phone calls, because in Texas we have restrict rules because like COVID-19, and there was 3 minutes we had these phones, and like 60 minutes you could call free to sponsors, and some if you have money you can put this on your account and to call from prison detention center. It's better to say detention center to your friends, to anywhere. Yes.
Good old USA. It's all about the money.
um,
You gotta have money. That's Alex. Learn one thing.
yeah.
In the United States, life is great. There's just one prerequisite. You've got to have money.
I have
In
no.
order to
Yeah.
make money, I mean,
Yes.
it's easy. You gotta work
Yes.
hard and smart, then you will have money.
Yeah.
So that's it. Amir is commenting. It's sure to see you both smiling, much different from the last interview. Constantine, you are the real. Thank you. Alex, proud of you, my friend. Big hugs to you both. Hugs are taken. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Needed.
Yeah. Thank you a lot.
Um,
Thank you.
I would like to add from myself that once Alex, and I'm crossing the following day, once he crossed, I did not hear from him for over 60 days. But I wasn't worried because I knew where he was. I'd be worrying about him. I'd be worried about him if he was in Nesazavodsk, hiding from mobilization. But I wasn't really worried about him being in a detention facility because, you know, you just gotta do it. That's all. Thank you so much, Harold. Congratulations. Wasn't born American, but became one recently. Congratulations. Good luck to your
Yeah.
future endeavors. But always trust and verify. Well, you are right. Always trust and verify.
Yes, it's always important.
Another question from Brian Woods. Alex, if you ever get in trouble, put your palms up and preface with what you're gonna say. Look, you don't want to mess with taxes, but I don't want them there. Okay.
Yes, I will. I
Uh,
definitely will.
Dave Sarsi, oh boy, just don't go get Texas barbecue without Constantine, Crazy Russian Sergey, and Zangief.
Mm,
I'd love to do that. I'd love to do that. To get together and have a barbecue, another one, real Texan one. Um, any more questions? There you go. From Isabel Ligo, Alex was determined since the Tashkent to live his own life, and he's on the path right now. There's not much I can add to that. Yes, he is.
yeah. I want to say,
Thanks,
of course,
Z.
yeah, yeah. Thank you for this wonderful, for this support which you have. And you're right, of course. Here in Russia, I was afraid to say anything. I was afraid war. To say this word war, I was afraid to criticize the Russian government. I was afraid to say my opinion about Putin, what I dislike him, or every his decision, what he is doing right now. And right now, I want to use this possibility, and I feel like I'm responsible in some way. What I have this chance to talk also about Ukraine, and without fear, what I will be like. Sent to prison for this, and of course, thank you to the USA citizens, and not only say everyone who is supporting, and for this support, trusting me. Yes, giving this asylum. Yeah.
Guy L says, did 3 meals a day shock you compared to Russian treatment? Did you eat
Um,
3 times a day in Russia?
I was eating 3 times, 3 times per day, of course, because I was going to the gym. I was eating like it is normal. But anyway, I was shocked what it was like. Anyway, it's like it was different quality of food for me. It was like okay, normal, good. And also, I want to say what everything summarize. We will summarize. Of course, it is shocking you how people treating, how they polite with you, giving this food, smiling. Don't worry, everything will be okay. Security guard was always making jokes about any topics. They were not judging me what I'm Russian, and
What?
that's very
What? What?
interesting.
Did you just say that security guard didn't beat you on a daily basis?
Didn't they didn't beat me? I didn't say. I said they were, they were. But you're right. They didn't beat me. They didn't
No,
kick
you're
me.
you're so
Yeah,
you're under influence of American propaganda. They must have bet you. I mean, there's no way they didn't beat you. Okay, I don't believe it.
yeah.
I'm not buying
Yes, maybe I have bruises and I covered them by.
this. Yes, you
Yeah.
covered everything up. Yeah.
Yes.
A couple super chats. Thank you, Harold. Thank you so much again. Still exercise caution, respect people no matter who they are. You'll be all right. Overall, Americans are great people, most benevolent on earth. The most benevolent on earth. Okay. Well, that's message to you, Alex.
Thanks.
And
Thanks a lot.
impossible is just an opinion. Thank you. There are so many different cultures in every state to explore. Before you settle in, pick one that you like the best. Thank you for
Yeah.
the support, and I think this is a very, very great advice.
Yeah.
Isabel, everything will be fine with your future interview, Alex. Think so too.
And so some people say I saw this comment. What? I was like in the detention center, like in vacation, and it is true. I wasn't worrying about any like what I will be sent to Ukraine. I was really like in vacation, and yeah, sometimes it was emotionally stressful just because I didn't know first time what is happening, and that's why, yeah, for first time it was like I didn't know what I will go to detention center, but it's okay. Yes.
Let me answer the question of SF Joe. You asked about the sponsors. Well, let me answer a little bit of that. That's
Hmm.
why I keep on saying this guy's journey and ability, opportunity that was given to him to travel to the United States is God's miracle because he hadn't known his sponsors until he left his home like 7 days before. He met them 7 days before he left. So they basically fell out from the sky onto him, you know. Um, what can I say? If any one of you can raise hand right now and tell me, no, it's not a miracle. That happens every time. You know, it's so normal. I will not buy it because I have not seen anything. I have not heard of anything like that. And you know what? I am so happy and I am so delightful to be a part of God's miracle, to be one of the tools that He used to get that guy out of from Siberian taiga right into Houston. You know, this is a gift from God to me. This is what I consider it. Sean, a pleasure to see you. Thank you for huge support. And there's a message for Alex. 2 months in the U.S. detention center was wonderful vacation with kind people, not like Russian propaganda says. Yep, that sounds about right. Alex, very brave. So grateful you are doing the right thing. Welcome to the USA. Big hugs to you both. Sean, thank you so much. I'm pretty sure Alex heard the message and he's gonna go read again after the stream. That's the deal that we had before. But let me answer you, Sean. When Alex showed up, we were in pretty similar position because he was. It's like you're in a boxing ring, and all of a sudden you don't see a punch, a real strong punch, and the boxer punches you, and he knocks you out cold, and you wake up in a few seconds, and like you don't know what's going on. You go like, where am I? That's how I was feeling in Tashkent, but a little better. I had more support, but that's definitely how Alex was feeling. I saw that with my own eyes. When I met him for the first time, he was hungry, man. It's unreal. So uh, back then, in that state of mind, in Tashkent, leaving Russia, it was not a matter of bravery. I don't think that was a very brave thing. It was just a matter of survival. Okay. Alex, do you agree with me, or you think it was a brave thing to
Mm,
enter the USA?
I mean, brave people who still live in Russia and they don't dislike with Russian opinion, government's opinion, and they're fighting there. They're heroes, in my opinion. And yeah, we can find these people there who is still living in Russia. Of course, I was afraid to go from Russia because I was afraid what they will mobilize me right in airport because there you can find police and they can draft you to the Ukraine.
That
Yeah,
was brave. That was brave. That was
yeah,
brave. You know what? I was talking to Alex how to like for him to leave his town to go to Vladivostok, and there was a train. I suggested, why don't you take a train? That's a sure thing. And
yeah,
he said, you know what? I am afraid because they have checkpoints at the train station,
yeah,
and then you have to go through checkpoint, and they mobilize you. They grab you right there. And to
yeah,
get out of this as I was, that was the brave thing. But coming from Tashkent to El Paso and to Houston, it was more of a vacation, I guess. It was not such a brave thing, it was pleasant.
yeah.
There's a message from Carlson Larrymore. Thank you so much for your support. Welcome, Alex from Rockport, Texas. You are now in the greatest state nation in the world. We are the people with liberty and justice for all. Well, that's for you, Alex. If you
Yeah.
wish, you can respond to that.
Thank you, of course. And what I'm in a country where, like, I already started to feel diversity in this detention center because I was living in dormitory. There was like 50 guys, and of course there was. They were from different countries, from Guatemala, Venezuela, Colombia, from Turkey, from others. We were from China. One guy was there. I was from Russia, and yes, there was like from 15 countries, guys. And yeah, I already was feeling this diversity in this detention center. Yeah,
Alex, do you understand? Do you understand how much hate I'm gonna get tomorrow in the comments?
completely.
What I'm doing right now, I'm advertising America, okay, and you advertising. How much were you paid by
Uh,
this bloodthirsty
Nothing.
Americans? How much were you paid? I was paid
I
$1 million
I
advance.
wish I
After the
wish.
end of the stream, I'm gonna be paid another $1 million. two
Yeah,
million dollars, and then they're gonna be paying me $1 million for a year after that every single day.
yeah,
Okay, imagine,
definitely.
imagine, yeah.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
question, guy is asking, did Alex, did you have to leave your family behind?
By family, I don't have like family at all. I mean, I don't have kids. I don't have a wife or anyone who I will like. Yes, of course, I have siblings, but we're adult ones, and we can decide our lives by
Alex
what you
is an
can. Yeah.
orphan. He didn't
Mm.
have parents. Basically, he has a
Yeah.
twin brother and some siblings, right?
Yes, the most important, of course, twin brother and siblings. But yeah, the most important was I'm adult one. I'm living my own life, and I want to create this life by myself without forcing which to go to the Ukraine and killing Ukrainians. Yes, I want to live peacefully.
It's good, good, good.
Yeah.
Alex, do you realize that they might put me to jail for that? For this interview with you? For this
Um,
advertisement of American way of life in America?
I'm realizing this. You're close to Russia, and I've heard what, yeah, Tashkent. There are like a lot of Russian-speaking people, and I was there. I saw this, and you are not allowed after this to return to Russia. You don't have choice. I believe after this, yeah, returning
I
to
know
Russia. Yeah.
about it. Yeah. Listen, another thing. What's your Paula W is asking, what's your favorite thing so far in America?
Um, at this moment, I'm surrounded by people who is using English. My goals was to speak in English, and I'm happy about this. About favorite things, I need to live more because I have was living only 4 days. It's important to have experience to immerse yourself a little more to understand. I have a lot of recommendations right now to visit like Five Guys restaurants and etc. To visit some restaurants. But yeah, didn't have this experience to immerse myself at this moment. Like, yeah, I hope I will
Okay.
find out through time.
Um, Dave's RC says mods here are made from rock, not sand. I concur. That's absolutely right. Um, more questions? Would you would any of your siblings' parents follow you to the USA?
Uh, yes, as you said before, I'm orphan. I don't have parents. About siblings, I don't know. It is their decision. It's better to ask them. Yeah, for me, it's obvious. I wanted to move to the USA, to be honest, like many years ago. But I wanted to do this in the right way, legally. But we can see what Russian government is doing, and to do it like I want it right now, for me, it's like impossible. It was impossible. I was just escaping. Yeah.
Okay. Michael Yukon, welcome from Las Vegas. Thank you so much. Viva Las Vegas. Alex, I gotta warn you, well, we have something for you right here.
Hmm.
Um, hang on, I saw this really funny. Oh, Bob S. Is asking if you have any thoughts of finding a wife in Texas.
At this moment, any relationships for me, it's like when you don't have, how would say, stability, when you don't have money at all. I want to remind the people that I arrived to the USA with anything. I had basically like $2, and at this moment, I'm not thinking about relationships. I'm thinking more about doing live streams and doing going to the gym. Yes.
Now I hear a Russian speaking.
Yes.
Just a word of warning. There's a guy on this channel. His name is Jeffrey S. He's a great guy. He's the usual
Hmm.
suspect. I like his comments and everything, but just beware of his dating advices because he comes up with these crazy things about dating.
Okay.
Vernon Showers, thank you so much. Alex, go get a quarter pounder at McDonald's. Vernon, Texas, Garland.
Oh, I hope one day I will visit. I will visit a McDonald's because I wasn't in McDonald's yet. I wasn't.
I'm sure there's every McDonald's at every corner. Just go walk away from the house. You'll run into one.
Yeah, I know, but I was busy these days just to understand. I was having this time with my sponsors. I was going to the gym, and I'm only like 3 days here, maybe four. It's not so much. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. A plus Russian, Oля. I am the only one in this chat who speaks harshly of America. Not really, but I do talk above it as I see it. Well, you gotta go and check out your channel.
Hmm.
Where you speak harshly of America, I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Well, in my opinion, America is not perfect country. It's a great one, but not perfect. It has ups and well negatives and positives, but I think that the positives outweigh the negatives
Yeah.
by a great deal. You know, but show me a perfect country. Just show me a perfect
Yeah.
country. I don't think there's one.
Yeah. One subscriber said to me what America is not perfect, but perfect for me. And I think what it's my situation. Yes, who said what America perfect? Nobody is saying this. And yeah, but I love this culture. It is what I love. That's what I want to say. And I'm
Alex,
happy to be here. Yeah.
hey, Houston, we had a problem, a big problem, because I
Yeah.
said, this is a new kind of type of setup, and I just saw Lorna finally signaling me that this chat was set to members only. Bummer. Well, I just changed, although we're gonna wrap it up soon,
Mm-hmm.
but everyone can, chat right now, so I apologize.
Yeah, it's okay.
Dave's RC Detailing, agreed, Constantine.
Mm,
I assume you agreed about my view on America.
yeah. I
Dave,
saw, yeah.
you listen to Dave RC. He's a wise guy. He says, "Stay out of McDonald's. That's worst enemy." I kind of agree. In terms of food, yes. Amir. Oh wait, not Amir. I'm sorry. Blackhead. Blackhead just gave a sponsorship of gift of sponsorship to 5 people. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much from me and from 5 other people. Jason
Yeah.
Carney, howdy, howdy, Jason. Thank you so much for a huge support. No message, but the message is heard. And from Jason, gift of 5 sponsorships to 5 people. Thank you. Thank you. The usual, the serial super chatter and sponsor giver. There you go. Thank you. Now, man, now everyone else is like contributing to the chat. I apologize, guys, if I kept you away. Set, set, okay, will do. Hang on. And here goes the chat in turbo mode. There you go. It should be okay now. Um, Steve Morris is asking if you have met any Russians in Houston.
I didn't meet anyone from Russia here. Yes, I didn't meet. Yes.
Okay, so you haven't started looking for a wife.
No, I wasn't looking
That was
anyone.
a
Any.
joke.
Yeah.
That was a joke. Sorry.
Yes,
Steve
it's okay.
Morris, have you? No. Melinda in Arizona is asking Alex, how did you find your sponsors in Texas? Melinda, I
Mhm.
answered that question before. They fell onto Alex's head from the sky. That's plain and simple. They saw him. They saw his channel, and then they contacted him, and then voila. That's really God's miracle. If it's not God's miracle, then tell me what is.
Yeah, and about miracles, before when I was in detention center, my sponsor Heather, she asked me, "Do you believe in miracles?" And I said, "If I will be released from detention center until Christmas, it will be miracle for me." And I was released, and I didn't pay bond because a lot of people paying money for like bond interview, they're paying money for releasing, and I'm so happy about this. Yeah, because yeah, it's good for me.
Well, you are the miracle taker or miracle maker or whatever.
Yes, yes.
Amir, thank you for the sponsorship. 5 people, thank you so much. And John Schweetz, thank you for your support. I appreciate it. More questions. The chat becomes lively now, more lively. Ferrari guy, there's apparently a connection between Russian town and Houston. Bissonnet Street. Okay, hang on. I am all of a sudden hit by Russian trolls, and they sent me running nose. Just before the stream, I was started
Yeah.
feeling running nose again, and Black Cat, thank you so much, brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So many sponsorships today. Lang, very glad Alex take asylum in the USA now safely and happy in Houston, Texas. Those willing to take the risk of apply asylum should do like Alex. Good luck. Don't believe all you hear on TV.
Yeah.
Alex, you
And
heard that?
mhm.
Good.
Yes, I've heard, and also about asylum, I want to say to you what it will be a not so fast process. It's important for me to understand what it will be long process. I will have several interviews, master hearings, courts in future, and I'm realizing what it is a long process, and I will need a lawyer for this. And of course, it is very expensive also, and yeah, I mean,
Well, you're gonna make money,
y-
You're gonna work.
yes.
America is all about
um,
work.
I
Sooner you
first,
understand that, the easier it's gonna be for you, and that's less
yeah,
painful because
yeah,
yeah, you need
feel,
lots of money for lots of things there.
yeah, but it's
Damien
in,
Da
yeah,
Silva,
mhm.
what's that?
It's important to say what if you ask in asylum, people must realize if you do want to do this legally, first half year or even more, I don't have permission for job. Uh,
Yeah, that's a bummer.
yeah,
That's a
and
big
I don't
bummer.
want to work illegally. I want to be like a good citizen. I mean, I want to live here and to do this in right way. That's
Yeah,
what
be
I'm
the good
talking about.
citizen.
Yeah,
Don't break the law. That's
I
not
will
Russia.
never
You're
break.
not in Kansas
Yes.
no more, you know.
Yeah, so that's very important to say. Yeah. Mhm.
Listen, there's a message to you from Damien De Silva. North America is not perfect, but it's almost perfect for us. Welcome to the West. If you are a person of goodwill, we will embrace you. Listen to this guy because he's very smart, sometimes skeptical, sometimes sarcastic, you know.
Mhm.
Now, listen, thank you, Damien. Thanks for the support and thank you for words. Um, Web Baumeister, glad that you're here. There are a lot of second generation Russians from the 90s here already. What do you do for work? Hey, that's a great question because I don't think we've talked about Alex's work. What do you do for work? Please tell people.
Uh, in Russia, I was living on donations. It was like for me was enough like a few $100 for living um, just to cover my bills for food and internet and that's all and for the gym. But here I don't know because first half year I don't have choice. I will live with my sponsors and I'm grateful for this opportunity what they're giving to me. And also, yeah, I don't have a specific plan because education which I have in Russia, uh, it's not working here. But in future, I must will figure out. First time, I will do live streams. I will cover topics and yeah, from your donations, I will live on your
Alex,
donations.
did
Yeah.
I hear you say that you lived off donations in Russia?
Yes. Yes.
Well, I have an advice for you. You'd better start forgetting about that because you can't live off donations in the United States. You
Yeah.
gotta make money and donate money yourself to others, you know?
Yeah, yeah, I know this. I know this. And anyway, after only 6 months, right now I don't have permission for job, and after even more, I will not have rights for job. I don't have these papers which we giving me right for working here legally. Yes.
Look, America has four basic values. They
Yeah.
are God, family, hard work, and freedom. Okay, so hard work is really, really important. And just like I said in the past, this Jeffrey S. with his crazy dating advice, he says that my daughter is of your age. You know what, Jeffrey? You're great, but don't quit your daytime job and don't become full-time dating advisor. Okay. Um, Catherine N. Can you tell Alex Cat says hi? And what is his dream job here in the US? I
Mm.
just did.
Yes, thank you, of course, for these greetings. Yes, and my dream job uh, at this moment, of course, just working like in Russia, I was working in. I had little experience, not so big, in a subway restaurant, like manager. I was doing this stuff. I was, yeah. And here, if I will work in this area a little bit, at least first time, it will be good for me. Yes, like in some restaurants, maybe like manager. Yeah, it will be good.
Well, that's gonna be the start. Alex's
Yeah, it's good
education is
start.
in food engineering, like he's an
Yes,
engineer for food processing
me
and
too.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Couple super chats. Impossible is just an opinion. There's a lot of rich Russians in St. Petersburg, Florida. Yes, I know. I've been there. I've seen that. And Diker Heights, Brooklyn. Maybe you can make some homemade friends there. I'm sure he will.
Maybe.
Yeah, there's X Flying Tiger. John and Nikki from Lake Shasta. We're happy that you are here. What is your YouTube channel name? X Flying Tiger, John and Nikki. His YouTube channel's name is My English World. And there's a link right here. I saw that one of the mods gave the link. Thank you for your message. Alex heard that. Michael
Yeah.
Yukon, we have several Russian and Ukrainian families here now. I understand many cities are the same. Okay, thank you so much, Michael. And I saw uh, Catherine N. Somehow the message was deleted by yourself. Ferrari guy, remind Alex that immigrant entrepreneurial spirit is what makes the country. I'm reminding you, Alex. What do you think of that?
Yes, of course, immigrants, it's important part of American culture. And yes, it's true. Yeah. Yeah.
Immigrants entrepreneurial spirit, предпринимательский дух, имел в виду.
Yeah. Yeah, I get this correctly, I think. Of course, this enthusiasm which people pretty often have when they arrive into the USA, it's driving economy pretty often. And yes, I agree with this completely, and it's good for country, good for society, and for them it's good also experience because they're trying to start new life like me. I'm trying to start new life, and yes, it is important to love what you're doing, to love your experience, and yes, it's my situation also.
Another question from Carmen. Carmen, I'm sorry. Do you want to go to college or work with your hands, like logging or plumbing?
I my dream, of course, was before. I maybe was doing one video while maybe 1 year ago, and I was saying what I want to have some education in the USA, but usually it is very expensive, and for me right now it's not affordable. Of course, it will be good for me because it will be I will have chance to how would say to improve my English and to immerse a little more into American culture myself. Yeah.
Alex, let me add something. It's not a compliment to you or anything. I'm thinking. I think that your English is really good because you are able to converse in the live stream. You understand all the questions, and all you need to do is just practice for a few months, and then you're gonna be absolutely fluent.
Yeah. Thank
Willie65, hi guys, two of my favorite Russians. Thank you, thank you. So happy to see you in America, Alex. I just got there, but I will. Okay, thank you. And there's a good message from Chris Zenko. Welcome to the USA. Russia's laws and it's our gain. You're absolutely right. I've been saying it in my streams so many times. I've said it. What's happening in Russia right now, it's intellectual tragedy among other tragedies because intellectuals have been fleeing and there are so many of them are here. It's unbelievable.
you. Yeah.
Rudy Kaisley says, hearing Alex like music to my ears. Thank you, Rudy. Dave Benny asking what are Alex's career plans. Yes, he answered that already. His career plan is to get a job work permission and then
Yeah.
go land himself a job. Hey, start with the subway. You
Hmm.
already have experience. Papa Bear, lots of Russians in California and Washington states, and for you too, Connie and family. Who's Connie and family?
I
Oh,
don't know.
good question. Janolos Nero, why you didn't come to European Union or UK? That's a great question, actually.
Yeah, before, of course, it is very good question. People were asking this many times. This, and I want to say what if going to the Europe example, if I'm going to Germany, I must German. I don't know any European language except Russian. And if we are talking about England or Britain, I mean, My channel was more about American culture. I was trying to understand all last year's American culture. Not, of course, sometimes I was watching videos about US, England, UK. I mean, and of course, I was watching this, but majority of my supporters they're from the USA, and subscribers, majority of them from the USA, because I see this statistic, and I was talking majority uh, with a lot of them, and that's why it will be like strange. If I will go example to China to ask asylum, or
Don't
maybe
go
to
to
go,
China.
yes, never, never, and or it will be strange if I was working with and thinking about the USA last many years, and then went to Australia. It will be like not logical. Yeah,
You know what? What they will say tomorrow in Russia? Ah, you traitor! You sold your soul for a pair of blue jeans and a hamburger and popcorn and Coca-Cola. It's
yeah,
so great we don't have McDonald's and Coca-Cola in Russia anymore. 'Cause we drinking our own stuff, but that's just the Coca-Cola factory produces same Coca-Cola with different name. That's enough. The name is different, you know.
yeah,
So, Lori Lane is asking me to tell you to be patient with the U.S. process, immigration process. It'll be worth it. I'm pretty
yeah.
sure Alex understands. Okay. Alex, we're gonna wrap it up because we are quite a few minutes over our limit.
Hmm.
We should do that again sometimes. You know, it's fun. It's fun.
Yes,
I like taking my mind off. You know, this ah, things that are happening in Russia. Yes.
I can imagine it is. Always thinking about what Russia government doing, they're mad. Like they lost their mind, and it's how I
Looks like
see
it.
this. Yeah,
Looks like it. Collective West is here. Whoa, that's a big member of the Collective West itself. Are there now more elephants blowing their noses at your end? Uh, I thought that you know, silenced my microphone. I'm sorry.
yeah.
I guess you could hear that. I apologize. Now what I can do, Russian trolls attacked me right before the stream. They sent me this, micro COVID or something. Uh, Roy Schmidt tried calling you in Texas detention, but it was closed or no answer. I'm very, very relieved that you have been released. The USA is very lucky that you're here. Well, that's nice. Nice. Thank you, Roy. Andrew, how come Constantine keeps disappearing and then you hear a horn blow? Well, you don't want me to see blowing my nose right in front of you, don't you? Do you? Uh, sorry. Uh, all right, Alex. Anything you wanna finish up the stream with? Um,
uh, mhm. Yes, I want to say again, thank you to everyone. Thank you to you, Konstantin, to my sponsors, Heather, Stephen, to my Patreons, to Holly. I want to say thank you, of course, those who are helping me to buy me a laptop right now in Buy Me Coffee. And also, I want to say what don't believe Russian propaganda at all, because their purpose just to keep power of Russian oligarchs. They want to just they lost their minds, like I said. And in my mind, Putin reminds me Hitler. Sorry for this, but I think so because he's in my mind like Hitler, and that's why for people who is still in Russia and they that doesn't agree with Russian government, I'm I believe they're real heroes. They're heroes, not me. I just lucky guy who it's like a miracle for me. What they found me, my sponsors, my subscribers, and right now I'm in the USA because it was help from a lot of people, like from you and from my sponsors. It wasn't like, yeah, it was like miracle. Yeah,
Okay, okay. Susan Nelly is saying that she'd be gladly paying you to teach her Russian.
yeah,
Gosh, sorry. No horn this time. Anyway,
yeah,
uh, it's been, well, Alex, I am really glad that you came to Tashkent. I'm really glad that you left Tashkent soon after. I'm
yeah.
glad that you came to Mexico and, to the United States. It's a fantastic story. Your story in my life, your story is one to remember because I keep on saying that your adventure, your opportunity, what you went through is God's miracle, and that's I keep on telling everyone in the Russian Breakfast Club. Your story is heard, has been heard many times. Okay,
Mm,
and people actually when they hear it, they get amazed. They're like, "Wow, was this possible to do that?" Like, yes, it's
yeah,
possible. It happens. So great, great, great to have you. I'm glad that you're in Texas. I'm glad that you're in the United States. I'm pretty sure that you're going to have a great life there. Good luck, welcome, and um, let's do it again. Come to the stream sometimes in the
yeah.
future. We're in touch. If you find something interesting, perhaps in a few weeks, I would like to go back and interview you on
Hmm.
how you find your life in the United States. Like
Yeah,
what is up? Like what some things you probably will not like, what you will not be liking, and things like that. So
yeah,
it'd be interesting.
yes.
So thank you. Couple more super chats from Black Cat. Amir, Inside Russia, help Alex turn on memberships and get mods. Okay. And Steve Morris, thank you so much for your support from England. The UK. Oh, of course, the UK, not England. Uh, my friends, before I finish the stream, every time I finish it with a prayer, I am asking everyone to pray along with me. And Alex, you too.
Mhm,
Will you please do that? That's a prerequisite for
mhm,
every guest on my streams. It doesn't matter like what confession you are, whatever, believer, not believer. Then if you're here, you must
mhm.
pray. Period.
In
No
my mind,
negotiation.
yes, in my mind, of course, I'm grateful, so grateful, and it is miracle for me. What's happening?
Okay,
What's
well, let's
happened?
pray for this miracle.
Yeah.
Uh, let's do it. Dear God, thank you so much for miracles that you give us. Thank you for food that you put on our tables. Sometimes that's a miracle. Thank you for roofs over our heads that you give us. Sometimes that's also miracles. Thank you for you surrounding us with people who love us, who are just nice people. In many cases, that's miracles too. Please help our children, keep them safe and healthy, and give us wisdom so we bring them up as good adults and they will never be fighting with each other. Please help Ukrainians stop the bloodshed in the country. Reach out people who need to be reached out so they wake up and from this lethargic sleep and they will make the decision to stop the bloodshed. Also, please help everyone who's been affected in Ukraine, help them the way you know how to help them. I've asked many times in different ways, perhaps the wrong ways. I don't know, just you know better. Attend everyone with his or her needs. Please send everyone an angel. Please let the angel, let those angels guard people and keep out of harm's ways. And please help my country send strong. an army of strongest angels with sharpest swords led by Saint Michael to get rid of the demons that have hijacked my country. Please make it run by the angels and make it righteous and good. Um, Asking for everyone who's traveling, please send safe travels, and everyone who's asking for political asylum, please help them too. They need your help. They need the good people to be sent their way. They need help to be sent their way. Please help those who are helping Ukrainians and people in need in general. God bless them. Um, well, I'd like to thank you for this guy, for Alex, and the miracle that you performed over his life. It's just happened, and it's been a little less than 3 months. But what has happened to him is going to affect his entire life and the generations that will be after him. So thank you for that, and thank you for the other people that you also shine on. I would like to ask you to shine on everyone. Thank you so very much. You know, every time you make your miracles, and we realize that, we see that, it just brightens us up. So please make more miracles for people. I would like to thank you for bringing us into this virtual, real community and allowing us to pray together. Please help everyone who's praying or watching us pray. Answer their wishes, answer their um, prayers, and make their wishes come true. I would like to reach out to you and ask to help a few people. There's Shirley. Thank you so much for helping the guy. He's back home, but he needs a long way. He needs your help on a long way to recovery. Please help restore his health. And please help Debbie, his wife. Um, give her strength. She's gone through a lot lately. She needs your help. She needs to feel it. Um, please help Wolfgang. Um, please help Jem Allen with depression. Please help Sue in Denver. Karen from Maine. Lori Miles' husband. Sherry, Layla, Philip's mom. Lisa's son and Jade. Also Yelena, Natasha, Jake, Michael, Oля, Dasha, Sky, Bonnie, Galina, Igor, Janine, Michael Milkevitz, Marlene, Paul Binz, Rudy Kaisley, Richard, Mallory M., Dirk Bisler, and please have his father rest in peace, please. Uh, James Rhodes, Lars Henrik, um, Brittany S., Terry, Hannah and her children, Richard Burris, Ian, Angelica at Life, N2K, Scan's family grandson, Grace, Barb, Randolph, Nelly, Arkady, Yuri, and everyone who is from Mykolaiv, Ukraine, Harry's family, Brian, McManus, Verlinda's niece, Doug, Rafaela From, Anna, Priscilla, Michelin, King Nero, Gaby Hyman, Donald, Deborah, Allison, Dave Moyers, Terry Scrogg, Janice Burgess, Maureen M., and her sister, Mr. Hanson, Heidi, Bob S., Tony, Caitlin, Kaylin, Rob, Umel, Jennifer, Matt, Ashley and family, Mr. Dean Spooner and his church called Our Savior Lutheran Church, Barry Reading's sister, Lisa Kumrian, Jacob, Adam Oliver, Treasure, um, Kyle's wife, Grace Philosophy, Maggie, Carmen's sister, Vladislav and his father, Sergey, Sue Myler, Gina and her husband, and EMS paramedic Liz. They need your help. Please help. Show your miracles to them. And there are also 5 kids I would like to ask your help for. They are Cadence, Maverick, Sebastian, Coulter, and Theo, and I would like to ask for help for all children who have been affected by this terrible tragedy in Ukraine and in Russia. Thank you so much, dear Lord. Amen. Alex, thank you very much for coming in the
Yeah.
stream. Everyone, thank you for coming too. Hope you enjoyed the story. I certainly did enjoy. We should do it again in a few weeks and
Yes.
keep in touch and go over all the comments after the stream because so many were directed to you, and all of them actually were directed to you. Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
you, my
Yes.
friends, are absolutely awesome. You rock. You're the best. And before I sign off, I, as always, say that Carthago delenda est.